On today's episode, we will be discussing body shaming in kids, not teens, not adults, in little kids.
Simrit, I want to discuss a very, very important thing with you today. It the other day my daughter was talking to me, and I was just telling her, why are you not wearing skirt these days? And you look nice in skirt. You just want to wear pants and trousers and those lowers and to school. She's like, Mama. So there is this girl in my class. She said, oh, you don't look good in skirts. And like, why? And she's like, oh, you're a tomboy. Like, what?
And she's 11, 10, something like that.
Yeah,
Daughter?
yeah. And that hit me hard, Simrit. I was like, oh my God,
We're talking
body shaming,
pre-adolescent. Pre-adolescent.
body shaming in kids. So it's not just teens or adults, but, and they're already starting to feel conscious about their body that
Yeah.
it's not good enough.
Yeah.
See, that's why I wanted to discuss this topic today.
Yeah.
It's, one of those things that people don't really take seriously. When their kids, oh, ठीक है, बच्चे हैं, मजाक कर रहे हैं, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? And then, but these jokes stick with them forever.
Absolutely. Exactly. This is really
Right?
important to discuss because, my son got glasses in grade one. So the body shaming doesn't just start outside. So we think kids are tough. When we were young, our parents used to say things, especially, I don't know, culturally in India, it's a free for all. इसको ऐनक लग गई है कुछ करो everybody will call you अच्छा don't watch the screen सब चार आंखें बोलेंगे or something like that I don't understand
दशमेश और पता नहीं क्या क्या हाँ right.
and this comes not and so we as now adults realize that these are these are traumas that stay with us forever, but our parents used to say it, and honestly a lot of us were tougher. But today, as time has gone on, why are we thinking that this is important? Why is this body shaming not acceptable? One is that there are a lot of outside factors which were not existent when we were growing up. We didn't have social
Right.
media, our TV channels were so limited. There was a lot less exposure on television. The mothers always wore the saris, or if you're watching American or television, they were wearing the long dresses or the like appropriate, appropriate, not appropriate, but maybe culturally at that time, more covering clothes. I'm being so politically correct here, right? But today, all the images are these bikini clad women, and that's the
Yeah,
body.
perfect. The
Or
perfect body.
nobody wears glasses, your hair cannot show gray. And I was like, you know what? Our kids need to realize that everybody is imperfect. Every single human being on this world is not what we imagine perfection to be. Because even when those
Yeah.
women are or men are perfect, they know the flaws that they have and they live with it and they hide it or whatever. So, how early does this start? This is our question today.
Yeah, very early. Simrit, it's not early even if a child is small, like 5, 6 years. I have seen 5, 6 years old teasing a girl. Oh, moti kahan ja rahi hai? Can you believe that? So, what age? That becomes a real question mark. We thought it happens only in teens, but no, there is no age. Like the moment the child starts speaking and observing and understanding, it starts there,
They're
and
sponges,
it
right?
varies.
They're sponges. They're
Yeah,
doing everything.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just that when they tease, but that somewhere in the family from where they pick it up. It's like, oh, don't eat too much, moti ho jayegi, or don't, and I would not say, and
My
we
mother
ourselves.
is guilty as well. My mother is guilty as well. I mean, and she's such a lovely person. She doesn't even realize. She's always like, "Hey, ladki hai, gori honi chahiye na." And I'm like, "What are you
Huh?
talking about? What are you even on?" Because I'm so different. But it's just natural for them to talk like that. They're not trying
Oh,
to be mean. If somebody else
yeah,
said something about their child, they would like be up in arms and like say, "How dare you get out?"
and
You know. But
it's when the child is small, like, oh, kitty chubby baby hai na, it's so chubby, oh my god, and then everybody laughs like, oh, it's like, that one moment might seem harmless to others, but the kid remembers it for years
and
and
then
years.
what is happening? So, how are the kids reacting to this kind of talk at home? How are they reacting? Is number one, they go out and body shame others. Okay. So,
Exactly.
like they say, skirt, your skirt's not looking good. Oh, are you look fat. You're too skinny. You're wearing glasses. You're so black. Okay. So these are all things that they're doing. And the other thing is the kids who go out and say, I'm too fat. I'm too
Yeah.
black. So it
Yeah.
creates bullies and it creates victims. Both things are happening already. So now the kids are absorbing it and they're like, I don't want to have chocolate. Nothing wrong with it. Me as a parent goes, good, achhi baat, let them be. But my son doesn't touch sugar. He's 14, 15 now. But it's been 4 years. So obviously, somewhere in his brain, he's realized that, oh, I can't gain weight. And I don't know, is that going to be a trauma? Or I'm just like, I tell him, eat it. Don't be stupid. Like, just have it once in a while. It's not like I'm encouraging sugar. I'm just saying, don't be a Nazi.
I know where it is coming from, Simrit. When I was a child, I was really chubby, fat girl. And I remember my class used to Moti, randomly calling Moti cute. Or even my eyes, they used to call me cat. It's like she's so clever cat, Billy and all that. And I was like, I used to go home and I said, Mama, why do I have these eyes? Can you imagine? Now I really, it's like I flaunt it. But then back then, the school days when I was small, until I realized, I don't care about all these things. It did matter to me, and I used to every day. And my mom will tell me, "No, you have the beautiful eyes. You're perfect. You this." I'm like, no, everybody calls me chalak. Everybody calls me cat. Everybody's teasing me, and they don't trust me. Oh, ye to chalaki hai. Just because this one, factor, and then it took some time, but then eventually you understand. But then trauma that that you've been through your childhood somewhere, I mean, that spoils your childhood.
Well,
And
I wouldn't say so. I was always heavy, and I always knew I was heavy. Now there are different kids. I mean, we didn't have social media. My parents were strict in general, so I never wore really short skirts. I never wore sleeveless, and I was cautious that I'm big, right? And I knew in the back of my head that I'm not good looking. Like that was the thought. That was something I absorbed. Um, but I went forward and I was like arrogant about maybe my intelligence, my reading. I tried to excel in other things. Now, I wouldn't say I'm traumatized by it. I honestly wouldn't. I was called fat, football, all those things at school. I was not traumatized by it. I think I'm not. Maybe I am, and everybody else knows it. But I do have this inherent thing that when I walk into a room, I'm not the most beautiful person there. But then I keep telling girls, and I tell young girls, I'm not the most beautiful. I'm definitely not the fittest. I mean, I fit meaning look wise. Maybe I am fitter because we work out and others don't, and we're careful and they don't. So that whole concept only comes in your 30s and 40s and 50s if you're like,
yeah,
but to little girls of my son's peers, I say, but look at the confidence I have. So don't let your looks mar you. Don't let other people judge you. Don't let others define your narrative, your decision. But this
absolutely.
is very hard when you're 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're hearing these things at home. Somebody I know grew up telling their daughter, don't eat that. You're going to be fat. Oh my God, you've got glasses. You better be wearing your lenses. Don't worry, at 18, I'll get LASIK. What do they become? They become anorexic. They become bulimic. Body shaming, using sex as a tool. There's so many issues. And it's not just with women, it's with boys as well. They need to pull more women. They need to sleep with more women to prove that they're good looking. There's a whole bunch of issues that happen in this. We all have to
Yeah.
be very cautious of the messages we're sending out to our children.
Yeah. So now we know what the problem is and how it happens. So how to fix this? That's the real, how this conversation should be started in families, in schools, in the circle, that how to stop this
Yeah.
from getting into the kids' head. I think first we need to change the conversation around bodies. There should not be any conversation about
About
bodies, look
looks,
thin or
about
fat.
bodies. Yeah.
Body thin, fat, or
Good
rather you should be
looking.
healthy, happy. The compliment should be like that. You look healthy, you look happy,
Today you look so
and
energetic. You look like
yeah,
you look nice.
yeah, yeah. It should always be like that. And even when you're looking at pictures, maybe old pictures or somewhere, you shouldn't say, "Oh, look, I'm looking fat in this." We happen to do this a lot. So that's what we, oh, look, I really look nice. I look so happy in this picture rather than saying, oh, I look fat. And I'm guilty of that sometimes. And then I realize, oh my God, my daughter is listening. Then I have to like, mute myself. But yes, that's how
Right.
we're going to be
There's that.
talking
My
about.
son says, "Why do you hate yourself? Why do you speak hate?" Something like that. He said to me, and I'm like, "I have to be cautious. I have to be cautious because
Yeah.
I self hate." Yeah, he said, "Why do you self hate?" And I'm like, "I don't. I love myself. I'm my favorite." And he goes, "No, but I hear it when you say, 'Oh, I'm so fat.'" I said, "Because that doesn't define me." So I'm trying to reason it out. I said, "Because
Right.
weight is not defining me." But, I was telling my son, but still, I think the biggest thing is to educate them early. Um,
Yeah.
Schools should talk about diversity. Schools should talk about how everyone grows differently. I know that a bunch of my son's gaining height now, and it's a little late in the race, so-called race at school. And the others are taller, so they're calling him inappropriate name like Bona Club and stuff like that. And it's all funny. Like I find it funny, but he's cautious, like, "Oh, I'm never gonna get tall." And I'm like, "You're gaining height, you're like already inches tall, and everybody grows anything." Or that if he's short, what does that have to do with his ability to succeed in life, to be intelligent, to be smart? He himself is like, I don't think he tries, but educating early that everything, our genes, our hormones, everything are different. And to become that person who's so balanced that doesn't see looks as a factor to judge somebody. I think that's what, and
Yeah,
others
that's the
and
right.
yourself, and judging yourself and others.
Yeah, I think the very important one which we as a society should actually take forward is this representation.
Oh,
Represent,
yes.
right? Kids should be able to see the dolls or the cartoons or the heroines or the characters, the real life people. Like they should not be like one perfect body model, which is like they should have different skin tones, body types, or disability, or anything.
Bar-
Every
like
representation
Barbies
should
are
be
so
there.
perfect that way that
Exactly.
we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want our kids to
Yeah.
see that. Yeah,
I mean, if every kid sees themselves represented, they'll stop feeling like they are less than.
yeah,
So
which
that
is
is
what minorities feel like. I have a sick child.
yeah.
And when I was growing up, I had to tell him that, like, your hair is your superpower, right? And you're different, but that's because God's given you the superpower, and you wear the kala. And so this is a religious conversation because that's how I look. Or girls in hijab, that's their super, if they choose to be, as long as it's not being pushed upon them. And that also comes later in life, that they have the choice to take it off or wear it, and that's a different conversation altogether, and similar for my child. So the representation in minorities is really important. The representation in different body types is really important. And I think more and more role models are choosing to discuss their health patterns. And the one thing they are missing out in, and which I really urge society, at least at our grassroots level, which is parenting and teachers, to discuss, that when you see images, they are paintbrushed. That
Yeah.
flawless skin is not existent. If you see a actress or a model up close, there'll be layers of makeup or concealers, and these are the things that hide your face, your what so-called flaws or marks or whatever, scars, because we all have them. And that's what children need to realize, that what they see is not, so representation is there, like dolls and stuff and cartoons, but also this is not real. This is 2D. And we all need to be cautious of how we are speaking and model acceptance. So I
Yeah.
think that most of us who are
Yeah.
aware, we do that. We do model acceptance in terms of that different people, we all get together. And those are the people you should bring into your home. If you have the same type in your home, you're not modeling acceptance.
Yes, absolutely, Simrit. Yes, so if any kids are watching this, or if you should
Parents,
know that
yeah, guy,
yes, anybody that you ever been body shamed, please know this. There's nothing wrong with you. What matters is your confidence, your self-esteem. Let not anybody's word make you feel small. And if somebody's trying to shame you, remember that says more about their insecurities than your body. You
absolutely.
deserve to feel proud of who you are, and not just for how you look, but the kind of person you are.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's our takeaway today, guys? Let's start a new trend. Let's start a
Yes.
trend of body positivity. When we look
Yeah.
at let's start in our home. When we see our children, when we talk about other kids, let's tell them, "Oh my God, you look so Amazing. You look energetic, not beautiful. You look
Yeah.
energetic. You look happy today. You look
Yeah.
excited. Let's talk about emotions because that's also really important. We're ignoring the emotions. Let's talk. You look sad today. What's wrong? Are you not feeling good? You look dull. Is there something bothering
Yeah.
you inside today? Let's talk like that. Let's show them how we don't judge others based on their looks either. And
Yeah.
this starts right at home. And then to the teachers and everybody else out there, the representation matters. So let's look at that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think that's all on Talktous today. Do let us know what you think about our today's episode or any message that you would want to give it to kids who are being body shamed. So let us know that as well. We'll try to cover it in our future episodes. And comment in the comment section and email us at hello@talktoustoday.com and let your friends know where to find us.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay notified of our videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Thanks for joining us on Talk to Us today. Remember to talk about Talk to Us today. Keep smiling, keep
Keep
laughing,
laughing.
and keep talking. Talk
Yeah.
positive. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good week.